Hey everybody, it's Doug here, Doug Muscai, Board Game Geek, bringing you the first actual gameplay episode of our playthrough of Thornwatch, the Ironwood Adventures. Now, in the last two videos, I did a kind of an unboxing, talked about the game, and the last one I did a setup, and now we're kind of ready to play. And I noticed that, it's not getting as much interest as I thought it might, so I might not do like the entire series for the scenario. Like, in other words, there's multiple steps to the story. I might just do the first one. And if you guys really latch onto it and like it, and I'll keep going. But if not, I'll move on to something that might be more entertaining for you. But that's not a reflection on the game. It's just a reflection on people's maybe lack of knowledge of it or whatever. Maybe this will enlighten people as to what the game is. Anyway, we're about to get started, and we're doing the scenario called A Bad Deal, where a child has gone missing in the woods, and a farmer has summoned the Thornwatch to find them, and this is the first part of that scenario. So in this scenario, what we have to do is try and defeat all the enemies before they basically corrupt the plant life that's in the forest around us, as we prepare to go out and search for the missing child. At least that's the best I could take away from the story as it sounds, because we flip these up, and if they these leaves up, and if they become tainted, then we're losing. And we were playing as the Judge of Stars, as the bad guy. So there's certain abilities that the judge can do during the turn. I got to keep an eye on that too when things happen. So, but anyway, we're going to get right to it. And if you remember, the first thing that we did was we set up the momentum track, and this goes from the root to the edge. The edge is the end of the track, the root's the beginning. And now, at this stage, the very next step that happens after we lay this out is we shift people in the momentum track. I already did that for the monsters, and sometimes the characters have the ability to shift their position in the momentum track as well, but none of them, either they didn't have the ability or just didn't want to. So it's going to remain the same, which means our blade is going to be the first character to go. First, the blade is up here in this panel. Here she is. And I think what we're going to do with her is she doesn't really want to go off by herself, so she's hoping that someone will go with her. And the reason for that is because some of her abilities have the distinct effect of being more impactful when there's other players around. But we also have to protect these plants from being corrupted. And I don't know how we're going to do that easily. We definitely don't want to go to the fallen tree because there's a hindrance there. It says a hero must discard one fully powered action card. We don't want to do that. So I think what the blade is going to do is head to this area here. Now, I know it says there's the red flies there, and that's not great, but the reason I'm doing that is because there's two monsters here and here, and they could come in and do some more damage. Okay, so I was distracted because my phone's sitting over there, plugged in, no one touching it, and suddenly Siri came active and started repeating what I was saying. It was really bizarre. I don't know what that deal is. Siri spying on me or something. Anyway, so when you take a player's turn, so let's just step back a moment. Player's turn. You can do a number of things. You can move, you can slot a power card, and you can take an action. Okay, if you can. And we can, so you can do all of those, and you can do them in any order that you like. You have a hand of cards. So let's take a look at that. But we know that we're going to use our movement. And you can move adjacent. Adjacent cannot be diagonal. But since this is like this, the way this board is laid out, there is no problem getting almost anywhere in the board space. So she is going to move there for now. There are no enemies there at this point. Let's take a look at what we can do. So we move it out of space. There's nobody there. So we're not going to make our attack. We're not going to use feint. We could use plan, which we didn't need to do. She was first. So there's really not much point doing that. And all of her abilities are attack abilities. I would have thought Throw and Blade would allow me to go into another space, but what we're going to do is she's going to move there and prepare to do something, right? So we have Hidden Blade, which is to take another action, which we could do. You do an attack and then take another action, which could be another attack like her daggers. So I think we're going to power that up, which means we're going to put this in the action slot right here, and we're going to begin to power it. We're going to power it with these two agility cards. That means we need one more next turn. I'm not going to worry about it this turn. We're just going to do it like so. So that is powered up in one of her action slots. And basically, that's really all she's going to be able to do. Now, once you do that, I think you have to discard your cards. Yeah, you discard any leftover cards and redraw. So we're going to have to discard the two cards she didn't use. and redraw them. Now I could also slot, I think you can slot more than one if I'm not mistaken. I could slot this twist the knife, which would be helpful because if there's an ally in my area, that would be very, very good to do. I'm thinking we might do that. Let me think about it, because I don't know. I could just get rid of them because I need some more agility cards as well. I think she's going to do that. She's going to also slot. You can see she's got 4 slots. So we're going to slot 2 of those, and she's going to discard that one. So we're kind of powered up for when the monsters come, but nothing that's going to help us immediately. So we're just going to leave her like that, and that'll be the end of her turn. So we're going to discard that as the last step of her turn and draw 5 more cards from her deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and see what we get. Oh good, we're going to be able to, we got a mind, which means we're going to be able to do something, and an agility, so we get to power both of those abilities. We got another hidden blade, a striding strike, which is move and attack with 3. That's pretty good. Requires 2 agility though. And dodge, activate after an enemy attacks you. So we're going to have to remember that, because that could become useful as soon as the player's turns are over and the bad guys get to go, well, when they hit their turn in the momentum track. So that's going to be it for the blade. Next up is the green heart. Now remember, the green heart's kind of a healer type, and we're going to have to, I think we're going to spread out just a little bit. I don't want the green heart to be attacked as quickly necessarily, so I think we'll do, I was thinking of spreading them out, but I think what we're going to do immediately is move, yeah, we're going to move the green heart into here as well. Try and absorb some of the stuff that's going to go on. And now that could be bad for us, because that means the enemies could just go places where we're not. So you know what? I think for the initial turn we're going to have to spread out a little. So the green heart is going to from here to here. I think that's the best bet. Yep. Okay, so that is going to be where the green heart's going to move. Now let's take a look at the cards we're going to play, maybe. Now the green heart would feel much safer going with someone else, but we got to keep these plants from being tainted, because if they get overrun, we're kind of hosed. So we don't want that to happen. So anyway, so he moved into a space by himself, and I think that qualifies as a selfless act. So we're going to flip that over, just because I want to show you how that plays. So the green heart, who was more inclined to go with somebody else, went off by themselves. Now, what are we going to do? We've got clear out. Each ally here may move 1 tile. That's not very good. Inspiration, another hero here may draw any number of cards. We're not going to do that either. I think what we're going to do is actually nothing. Yeah, I think we're just going, so you see we have Oaken Staff. We don't have any enemies to fight. I can't move any more than 1. I don't have any way to move any more than 1. I just got a bunch of spirit in my hand, which would be nice. Spirit's the fire symbol to power my Oaken Staff, and I don't have anything I want to plan for. I guess I can plan. I'm going to slot the inspiration and apply all 3 spirit to it, because it is powered. That doesn't mean I have to use it. I can use it any time. So we're going to power all 3 of these spirits card to inspiration. It says another hero here may draw any number of cards, or any number of cards from their tracker, then slot any number of action cards into open slots and power them. Okay. So we'll put that in place, and that'll be it for the green heart's turn. So we are going to discard that for the green heart, and then we're going to draw 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and see what we get that we can use. Well, we got heal. That's going to be helpful. Woodwise. That's going to be very helpful. Rallying, charge, Woodwise, and spirit. So it's going to be a good hand for the green heart next turn. Okay. Now, though, as you can see in the tracker, we have the Splinterkin. They're going to get to move and act. Now, I could do things with the Judge, too. I haven't bothered to yet, because there hasn't been really a whole lot of activity. But let's see what the baddies are going to do. Now, since there's only 1 baddie on the table, they're considered a pack, which means they all go now. I've also known who's gone, but typically you're supposed to do this when they have made their move, so we'll just make sure we do that. Now let's go back to the board and take that enemy's attacks. Okay, so we got a whole bunch of bad guys on the board, and we do want to get some attacks going on. However, I think I'm just going to move 1 of these guys into the space with the Oaken Heart right here. We're going to leave this one here. And the reason being is because it says, after ending a round, if there are at least as many Splinterkin as heroes on a tile with a marker, that number side down, the judge flips that marker over to its number side up. This represents the plant has been tainted. So we're going to leave some of these critters where they are, while at the same time going to attack, because this is going to be a really bad event for us. So I don't know how the heroes necessarily win this easily, but for example, now again the momentum track isn't done yet. The one character gets to go, but we're going to move one here to there. That's a simple move. And oh wait, let's finish resolving them as we go. So this one moved in here, and it's going to take an attack, bite attack on the green heart. So what we do there is it gets 2 dice. And I'm going to watch the dice. It's going to get to roll 2 dice, and what we don't want to see is blanks or ebbs for these guys. So we just want to see attack damage. So let's see how many times it hits. Well, it didn't. It got 1 ebb, and I don't think when the judge rolls that on an attack it matters. I think it's just, yeah, I don't think it matters. It doesn't get any ebb from that. It just gets it from when the players roll it. That was it. It missed completely, so that was pretty good. Okay, the next one we're going to do is this one is going to move to here, and we're going to attack the blade in this space. Ooh, now that is nasty because that was actually 3 wounds, as you can see. Now, it also has the red flies. When a hero here gains any number of wound cards, they gain 1 more, so that is really bad. But the blade has the ability to get out of this attack, right? So all we have to do is spend an agility, which we have. We can burn an agility, and that will give us this. We can dodge. It says remove 1 die or 2 dice of your choice from the attack roll. So basically, we're going to discard those both, and both of these are going to go away. So the enemy actually did not do any damage to the blade. The blade was able to dodge. Okay, that is going to end that critter's turn, so let's continue to move. So with these two, I think one is going to move in here with the fallen tree, and then with no attacks, and then the other one will move into here. Now, the other one's just going to stay there this turn, so it can taint that leaf up there. Okay, that is going to be the end of the Splinterkin's turn. Did I want to do anything? I could have added another wound to that, but I didn't. That says flow, add, when we roll an ebb, it rolls, so that actually means that okay, just take a step back. I got to pay attention to too many different things in this game. So when we did the attack roll on the green heart, we did roll an ebb. It says add a wound for each flow, so that means that the green heart did in fact take a wound. So we're going to give 1 to the green heart. That's just going to go on top of their draw pile for the moment, and then when they have to reshuffle, we'll remember to mix that in. So the green heart took a wound for that, with that flow ability from the Judge of Stars. Got to remember that stuff. All right, next up we're going to go to the guard. Now the guard, got to really think about this because yeah, got to think about this. The reason I say that is because we want to stop as much of this as we can. Now it says after ending a round, so we haven't ended the round yet, but what can the guard really do? Let's take a look at the guard's cards and abilities. The guard drive, rejuvenating strike might be interesting. Drive back, move the enemy 1 tile, then move on to that tile. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to move first. Okay. Yeah, this will help us a lot. Okay, we're going to move first. So the guard is going to move here. Okay. And then we're going to play, we're going to slot drive back. Now can I actually, oh man, I actually can't do drive back, guys. I can't do it. I actually don't have the ability to do it. So I can move there, and maybe I can just kill that one before anything happens, because I can just use my full sword. I can also do drive back, move 1 enemy. See, I can't do it. See, I need an agility. I didn't have it. All I have is this brawn. So I can do rejuvenating strike, return any number of wounds from your hand, then draw that number of cards. That doesn't help us either. So it's probably just good enough to do the full sword. Let me show you what I'm talking about. First off, we are going to slot drive back. Okay, I will play 1 of these up. I'll play 1 of these to it because we need that. But we don't have the ability to play an agility card. Now, if this had agility right here, I could flip this over and just burn it as 1 agility, but it doesn't. So then we're going to use 1 agility to do bulwark, which, not brawn, sorry, 1 brawn to do the full sword attack there. and see if we can kill it with 2 dice. Let's hope. So I was kind of hoping to draw the bad guy off. I don't think that this attack is even going to help, which means we're going to be in an unusually bad place, right? The reason I say that it's not going to help is because we would knock it down the tracker, but we can only knock it down 1. Even though I get 2 attacks, I'd have to be able to attack it again, and you can only take 1 action. So I can't really do anything with it this turn. If I had moved in with the blade had the fully, no, it wasn't fully powered hidden blade, so I couldn't do that either. And I had the twist the knife, but hadn't fully powered that up yet. So we're going to cause some problems for ourselves, though. Might as well. I don't know. Even attacking is going to do anything for us this turn. We can't kill it. Cannot kill it. Trying to think of what we can do. Well, I guess nothing except for we can attack it, but that's just not going to help because everybody's already gone. I probably should have had the guard go first. Now I'm thinking about it, but I didn't. So yeah, because the guard could have moved in there. Okay, now I'm starting to get the flow of the game. The card could have moved in there and attacked that thing. Then the green heart could have moved in and attacked. Well, we did, but it didn't hit. The green heart didn't do anything. Just moved in because there was no enemies there. So, well, it wouldn't have mattered, right? It would not have mattered. So, I guess because they move in the order they move in. So, I guess, well, we can attack it. Let's see. Okay, we did 3 hits to it, which means that we move it down to here. But that doesn't matter because we'd have to hit it again to actually kill one of them. And I think next turn we'll be able to kill them, but next turn we're going to be in trouble because we don't have very many of these. We're going to have a lot of these leaves become tainted. And I don't think you can untaint them. So, I don't know, this scenario is kind of odd. I'm not used to the game yet either, which doesn't help because this is the first time I've played it in any capacity other than watching a video and reading the rules. So, let's see what happens next, because that is the end of the round. So she stepped in and she hit the thing, did walloped on it, but just didn't do that much good. Now let's take a look at what happens at the end of the round. Here's what happens: is after ending a round, which we've just done, if there are at least as many Splinterkins as heroes on a tile with a marker that the number side is down, the judge flips that marker so that its number side is up. This represents the tainted plant. Monsters may attack the plants that are number side up as if they were enemies. Okay, so it's not as bad as I thought. If a monster rolls at least 2 hits, then the judge removes the plants. So we're going to have a lot of them become tainted, but then they have to attack them. So it's not as easily as just tainting them. They do have to actually remove them. But as we look at the board, right down here, we're going to have this one flip up, this one flip up, this one, not this one because there's 2 heroes and 1 enemy. This one will flip up, as will this one. So we know we're not going to be able to save them all, but we got to try and save as many as we can before we get killed by the enemies. Okay, that was a full round, guys. So we go into the next round. Basically, it starts with us rejuvenating the momentum track and going back through that. Oh, I did not draw the guard's cards either. I had to discard the 2 cards, which might as well slot this rejuvenating strike. It doesn't seem to hurt anything. And then put 1 brawn on it, so that way we don't. We just draw a full set of 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it gives the character some more abilities for next round. Let's see what we got. Oh, that agility we need for drive back. We got brawn, agility. Oh, nothing but this stuff. So we can do some things, but we'll see how that goes. All right, well, that's going to end our first round. I'm going to stop it there just so you guys can tell me if I screwed anything up badly. I don't believe that I did, but I think you're getting to the point of the game and how it flows. So that's going to end the round, guys. And I do got to remember to keep rotating the enemy's cards and stuff so we know who's gone and who hasn't. You know, it's pretty easy to manage that. And I will see you in the next episode. So sorry this is a short one. We'll do more rounds as we go. I just want to get to the first round, let you take a look at it, and tell me if I missed anything or not. If you know the game. If you don't, well, then we'll get used to it together. So I will talk to you in the next episode, guys. Take care and have a great day. I filmed this before, but if this comes out on Father's Day, happy Father's Day. If it doesn't, happy belated Father's Day to all the fathers I know out there. Take care, guys. Have fun.